So here we are where my phone froze up. Sorry. Here we are where my phone froze up. Resuming our little... This is the beautiful job they did cleaning this area out. There was a hump. There was a tree. There's the root of it right there, maybe. Maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet off the ground. It was a great big... Probably was a compost pile, you know, and then these newer people came on. They threw their garbage, and they think it's a garbage pile, so they threw tin cans and beer cans, and there's some of the junk. Old bits of wire and, you know, just junk. So I got to get through here, you know, but they continue to scratch it a little bit. They've gotten everything they want out of it, so they stopped pretty much. But now I can pick up those little pieces, right, and they'll scratch through it again. Some broken brick, just use that as temporary mulch on this tree. I don't know what that tree is either, but it will provide some shade. We'll get some. This was all long grass. I hacked it off with a hoe and put it on top of the brush pile, catch the water, and that'll start rotting. And then when I bring them back, I'll move that pile of brush just one side or the other or something, and then they'll go at the worms and all the beautiful soil that's underneath there. We'll move it around a couple times next summer, and you know, it'll make a big impact on the ground. This here is a beautiful spot. Could be a garden, but it's just going to be pasture until we get things cleaned up and the house rebuilt or whatever happens. You know, so like, this is now a lot easier to, if nothing else, it's easier to clean up because they've done it. I trapped them in this little section here for a day. They concentrated on that high value area. But see the little pieces of stuff here? Like, I went through and grabbed what I could over the summer. So all these things they've exposed make it easy for me to get at. Eventually we'll just take this whole pile and throw it in a dumpster, right? It's not, like I said, nearly as rich as that down there. But there still is beautiful worms and bugs and biology that they like to eat. So the fence came to about here. Had them trapped off in this little area. So just released the hounds into this whole area here. A few of the girls stayed right here. And just throwing some grass I cut and some... I broke down a couple times with the Pannonia. Halfway up the hill, I ended up just kind of gravity feeding myself back down the hill, so I ended up dumping off a couple of loads of just the horse manure I used up for the hill, just right here to unload it as a beginning mulch. It's nice stuff. You see that oats, it's oat straw, mostly oat straw and some horse manure in it. It's really nice stuff, and it's self-planting, so it comes with its own seed, so you get a nice little... I'll pull that for the pig if it's still here Sunday when I don't get veggies. He loves that green grass a lot more than the green oat grass. A lot more than the chickens do. It's a little too big for them, but he just devours it. Yeah, so another pile of brush here. From this is I cut down a couple of these ugly coniferous trees. There's 2 or 3 of them here. 3 or 4 of them. The wife hates them. I'm not thrilled about them. This one, it's leaning the wrong way, and you know, there's a old house here that's ready to fall down any minute. It's kind of leaning towards the front fence there, and I don't know. I'd just rather have some people with a rope to pull it if I did cut it down. So I just left it, hacked off, made it so you could get through here. This is our water source. That's the meter and the shut-off, and our manifold is there I had made. So yeah. So they can go through here. They'll get this grass here. They'll scratch through it. They'll, again, like I said, this whole area, I've been going over it every day. I fill the garbage once a week. I fill the garbage can and get rid of just little garbagey crap, right? Not so much the bricks. We'll throw them all into a dumpster. I got them a sack of bread. Since they're doing such great work, I got them a little treat. 10 kilograms of bread. Pay twice as much. See here, even right here, look at, just in a few minutes, they've, this is where my fence line was. You can see right there, right along that line. So I just released them into the whole general areas. I'll just spend the afternoon here picking up after them and making it, you know, these little bricks and stuff. I'll put them in a, get rid of them. Like, I put them in a bin so that they can be thrown into a dumpster later. Just stack them up somewhere. There's lots of places. Here around this tree, we'll get rid of that. You know, these little things, and they'll go in there and they'll root around, they'll find worms, and they'll smash that grass down if they don't eat it. Already here, you can see a huge amount of stuff that can be picked up easily. There's an active girl here. This particular spot is not great. She's going to shred that plastic, getting at what's in there. Probably make it worse, but it's a horrible job to begin with. This is our root cellar. Needs some work, obviously. And then this I was gonna seal them off from the corner of the house to the corner of that little barn there. But I just let them have the whole thing. The front fence, they can get through it, but they won't leave here. They, you know, until they're finished. They'll just stay here. They won't run away until, you know, so they're just having a ball. Couple old grapes here. It's helped me. Look at her go. She's cleaning that up right up to the, you know, I got some cardboard. We'll cardboard and mulch some areas. But along this little barn here, for example, I picked up that little bin of rocks and broken concrete and so on and so forth. And that's only a few feet. They'll chew away at it, and they'll find some other little ones underneath, and we'll be able to get rid of that. They'll go through here. Again, this was all a lot of brush and stuff too here. Snakeberry. Little areas here around a tree generally is, you know, they go for those areas first. That's where there is some life. So that's, yeah. Maybe part 3 will be in a day or two when there's one little hole in my, they could get out if they wanted to right there. But that's fine. They'll go through here and they'll make a big difference. It'll make this a lot cleaner. They'll manure it. They'll get it, you know, when we do get it cleaned up, it'll be ready to go. Just a mess, and the chickens are going to do a lot of the work here, cleaning it up for us. They're all very happy. They've all got some particular employment. They're funny animals, they'll scratch away there. You think, oh, they just think that's the greatest thing, and then they'll just suddenly race over across there and eat a piece of onion or a blade of grass, and then they'll run somewhere else. And sometimes they do get out. They don't try to get out. They're following a bug. Not so many bugs, flying bugs and stuff this time of year, but there's still lots of soil bugs for them to eat. This area we kind of tickled a little bit before, but they've come back. They've come back, and I'd like to get at her pile. Let them get at her pile, at least to the edges. But I made the deal a couple days ago to all this area you see underneath her trees. We call it her orchard. We're basically standing on the property line here. That electric fence sort of is the property line. I'm gonna cut her grass basically for free, and my chickens are going to eat her grass. That's the way I like to think of it, but she'll think she's letting my chickens eat her grass, and I'll tell people I cut her grass. So whatever, it's mutually beneficial for everybody. It's better for her. She's been begging me to get manure for her garden, so at least I can manure her orchard. Just a little. And you know what, I'm kind of cheap. I don't like to see the manure go to a place that I don't have control of really or whatever, but you see the lay of the land. We'll get it eventually. It'll all come down to us anyway. Now I wouldn't be particularly fired up to pasture this place because it would be all lost. We're losing some here and there, you can't help it, but whatever. That's the way it is. There's Gendis. He started moving his. He's self-feeding now. He's able to move if he sees nice green wheat grass growing. He'll move his house over to get it. So that's a problem. It's a good thing, but it's a problem.